So in just over a year, I was able to complete 3 marathons, a half Ironman, sub 20 5k, sub 40 10k, and I'm going for the sub hour 30 half. And that's from someone that I used to play football, but I wasn't great at football, and I didn't do cardio. You know, I hated running. I remember in lockdown, everyone was doing those 5k things. Where you'd have to donate £5 and run 5k. And I was stopping that watch every couple 100 metres, you know, I was dying. And I was trying to get like the best time ever by cheating and sprinting and pausing it. Still got like 28 minutes, so, you know, I've come from a really, really slow background. But this is how I ran my first ever ultra over the weekend, and I want to show you how I went from running times like this. Yeah, so as you can see, the heart rate is, you know, very high, nearly 205 here on the right hand side. The pacing slow, clearly a lot of walking. And then we got to what I did last week, which was managing to do 50 kilometers, and I only walked for about 2 or 3 minutes to get a Lucozade from the shop. I literally just want to give my 6 tips that I think, well, they got me to where I am. So the first thing is you've got to be open-minded, alright? You've got to be open-minded because it is something completely different, and it's not necessarily enjoyable, right? Because when you first start, it is painful, and your brain just wants you to quit. It wants to go back to your comfort zones, and you have to be open-minded to the idea of running. You have to, you know, accept that this is something new. I might not be good at it. It might hurt, but you just got to think of the whole, you know, the whole idea, the whole discipline that it is. Right? Think of how it's going to help you, what it's going to do for you, how it's liberating. It's taking your mind off things, even if you're suffering at the time. It's taking your mind off things, and it's not bad for you. You know, humans were meant to run. It's good for you, it's good for the brain, it's good for your cardiovascular health. Your physical health is improving through running. So just be open-minded to it. There's something new, and just accept that it's not your comfort thing. Numero dos is prepare, right? Okay? / be prepared. And this is personally what got me out the door most days, because I don't often have a running partner as someone that works a 9 to 5. Like, a lot of my friends are either at uni or they're not going to get up early, and I mean, by the time it's after work, they'll want to go to the pub or something. So a lot of the time I had to run on my own, and it's not fun, and it's hard to motivate yourself for it. So the best thing that I did was literally just get everything out the day before. Have your shoes, socks, shorts, top, jumper, whatever, all staring at you. So when you get out of bed, you're going to feel guilty for not getting it done, and you have no excuse because it's all laid out for you. If you fail to prepare, you're prepared to fail, okay? And that is quite literally the truest thing. Like, having it in front of you sets you up perfectly, and you doing yourself a favour. You're helping yourself out to get you on track. So the night before, just sacrifice a couple of minutes, prepare all your stuff, because the more time you spend thinking about it, the less likely you are to do it, because you're just going to distract yourself, come up with excuses, procrastinate, etc. But if it's all there for you, you're waking up, you can't really think properly because your mind's still not all with it. So just get up and go. You have to just forget about feeling and just do it. Number 3, discipline. And honestly, this goes in this gets carried over to every single area of your life. You have to know in your mind what you intend to do, and no matter how you feel, like, you do it. Unless you're sick, like physically can't move or thrown up, whatever, your feelings don't matter. You have to be disciplined enough to complete it, because you will show yourself how strong-minded you are and how much worse events are and expectations are in your head than the reality of the situation. You can go for a run when you're tired, you're feeling tired, you want to lie in bed for 10 more, 20 more minutes, whatever. You go for a run, you will feel that reward, that happiness, that dopamine, those endorphins, releasing all of the good chemicals, because you prove to yourself you can do it. You don't need an extra 10 minutes lying there on your phone. Like, you don't need me to tell you that either. Everyone knows that. Be disciplined, have the plan and the routine in place, and don't let external events disrupt it unless it's completely out of your control. Disregard your feelings. Don't worry about anything else other than getting what you intended to do done. And that's what helped me get quicker times, and just showing up, just forgetting about anything else, showing up and getting it done improves you so much more. Makes you go from doing it once or twice a week to 4 or 5 times a week. Quattro, consume. Right, now, if you're like me, I wanted to just throw myself in the deep end and learn myself. I felt like getting the experience, trialing and experimenting was just the best way forward. Okay, so consume advice from the pros, the best, people that have been in similar situations to you. Learn from them. Trial different techniques, breathing techniques, ways your feet land, different distances, different kind of workouts, all of it. Just learn and learn and learn and trial and see what works best for you, because I can't tell you exactly what I do, because I can tell you, but it will help a bit, but it won't be the most effective. Like me personally, I prefer to land on my tiptoes when most people like to go off the back of their heel. Some people like to land flat-footed. Just trial, see what works best for you. Try different breathing techniques. Sometimes I like to double inhale and then exhale. That helps me get into a better rhythm. Just different things. Learn about your body, learn the mechanics of running, learn ways of the resistance training, the weight lifting in the gym for your legs, all of the above. Just learn, consume, and just be open-minded and experience and see what works best for you. This 5th tip is by far my favourite, okay? It's what I suggest to people when they tell me they want to get into running. The first run I ever did was a 10-kilometre run in 27-degree weather. And my heart rate got to 207 beats per minute. Now, your max heart rate should be 220 minus your age, and at the time, mine should have been 200. I had to stop about 6 or 7 times. I was on the border of borderline having panic attacks, and it was fucking awful. It was the worst thing I ever did. But because I suffered in that moment, because I ran further than I'd ever ran before, it made every other run after that seem so much more insignificant. You run a 10k, then you go a few days later and run on your own, and you run a 4k, and in your mind, it is incomparable. It's like, oh, this is less than half of what I did. Obviously I can smash it. People probably don't agree with this, might not be scientifically correct, but for me, what has worked the best in anything I've done, push yourself to do something completely unfathomable, completely out of mind and out of what you think is in your reach, and do it. Just push yourself to do it and suffer and embrace the suffering, because you'll see that your mind wants to give up and quit and be comfortable, but you can push past that. And when you push past that, you open more boundaries, you take yourself out of the constraints of your mind, and you let yourself just realise your true power and what's within your capabilities, and you will shock yourself, which leads on to the last one. Number 6, surprise yourself. Put things in play where you give yourself an opportunity to make yourself feel proud, to make all your hard work feel worthwhile, and to be able to see the results. For example, book in a 5k race. Try and get a personal best time and see the difference from your last race. Just little benchmarks you can set to then make yourself feel proud, to appreciate your hard work. And if it didn't work out, well, you know, you were aiming for the stars with it anyway, so what's the difference? You know, you just give yourself a chance to surprise yourself, because if you take hard steps and hard actions, then you might just surprise yourself with what you can do. I did not think I could run 50 kilometers, let alone without stopping. I stopped once to walk into a shop, get a Lucozade, and then carried on. The Lucozade went all over me because I wouldn't stop running to drink it. You know, just give yourself an opportunity to flourish, because you might just surprise yourself. Thank you for watching.